thanks for joining again. Got a new lens I'm wanting to give a try. I've gone out and splashed out on the G Master 35mm, the last lens on my bucket list that I wanted to get for astro, for which I just had no equal in my kit. So I'm very poor, but also very excited to get this and get a handle on it and give it a try. So sneaking into the end of Milky Way core season, I've had this location spotted out for a little while. As you can probably tell from behind, the sun's just set. So westerly view, and the Milky Way core is going to come down and set directly behind this little church here. So what I've done is, when I first got here, just after dusk, I stopped my lens right down and I took couple of pans back and forward across at different exposures, so I'm getting exposing for highlights and exposing for shadows, and what I'll do is I'll put them together in panoramas when I get home, and then stack those sort of high exposure and low exposure foreground panoramas together, sort of get the best dynamic range. So I've got the best data, I guess, to work with. And I had intended to sort of, behind where the camera is that's recording, is a wide open paddock, and I was hoping to sort of move back there to get my tracked Milky Way shots. And what I was going to do there again was probably a pan, maybe a 5-panel single row panorama of the Milky Way core, and just stack that as well, maybe 3 or 4 exposures per panel, and then stack those together, bring them together in a panorama, and that will really assist with reducing noise artifacts and things like satellites and stuff like that. Then you can sort of get out of your sky exposures, and then I'll blend the foreground and the sky together. And yeah, really just very keen to see what this lens can do, as I have been using the Samyang 35mm f1.8 tiny prime, which great first lens, plenty sharp. It just suffered at wide open apertures quite significantly from chromatic aberration, and towards the corners the stars got a little bit misshapen. So this lens is widely regarded as probably the best wide open 35mm full frame lens on the market. So we'll see how we go. I can already see the Milky Way starting to emerge above. My only concern though is where I had intended to do those stacked and tracked Milky Way shots. There is quite a busy road directly behind it, so I would anticipate that I'm going to have trouble with light pollution coming from headlights. So we'll just see how the road quietens down over this sort of next 20 minutes. Anyway, just going to finish off a motion time-lapse there with my A7S, and yeah, we'll try and decide what I'm going to do with these stacked and tracked Milky Way shots. I've just finished my tracked and stacked panorama of the Milky Way. I really ran out of time in the end. I'm going to have a lot of tree interference. It turned out I probably should have gone somewhere else, but the night had really got on and the Milky Way just dips down so quickly at this time of year. So we'll just have to see what we get once we get those photos of the Milky Way back in and on the computer for processing. Yeah, I sort of did myself a disservice. There's a massive tree line there, as you can probably see. I didn't want to back up too far into the field because as soon as the car stopped on the major road just next to me here, the truck started and their lights are obviously a lot brighter. So I sort of hedged my bets and just went halfway, and it just wasn't quite enough to give me clear view of the Milky Way. If I had a bit of a perched setting, I'd probably be able to be still taking images for another 20-30 minutes or so. But it is what it is. So we'll get this home and we'll have a look and see what this new 35mm G Master lens can do for my panoramic images here. So yeah, anyway, pretty excited. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, yeah, feel free to post them down below and I'll absolutely do my best to get back to you. Other than that, hope you all have clearer skies than I'm about to have. I hope to see you next time.